Welcome to this edition of Where You Live, and we're in the home of champions. That's right, we're in downtown Trail, and today we're going to find out everything that's happening in BC's #1 sports town.
Located along the Columbia River, Trail is known for its recreational facilities and a wide selection of outdoor activities. Originally, the city was named after the Dewdney Trail and has a rich mining history, and the start of the city grew out of the gold rush and the rich gold and copper ores found in neighboring Rossland. The City of Trail was officially incorporated in 1901 and now, as of 2016, according to Stats Canada, boasts over 9,000 residents.
We are now at Trail City Hall, and I'm joined by Lisa Payson, who is the Deputy Mayor right now for the City of Trail. Lisa, thanks so much for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for coming to see us today.
Now, we've got lots of projects that's happening. Trail is such a busy place right now. There's so much going on. We got to jump right into it. Let's start with the Riverfront Center. How is progress going on the Riverfront Center?
Amazing. We are going to be completed construction in early spring 2018, and we look forward to opening the doors for everyone. It's a 15,000 square foot facility costing $8.3 million.
And I'm sure that the museum and the library are super excited to get in there.
Oh my goodness, the staff is excited and working really hard to have everything in place so that when we move in, it's just going to be a seamless move for the public to enjoy the facility.
Now, it's come along really quickly. There was some delays sort of early on, but you know, it's really taking shape right now.
We did have some delays with the weather, but now that the weather's beautiful, it's perfect for construction, and it's just popping up right before our very eyes.
And now the Riverfront Center is a nice segue into the Columbia River Skywalk, which was recently grand opened at Silver City Days, and yeah, it's been open for a while, but it's a nice kind of downtown corridor, correct?
It is. It's going to bridge the East Trail and West Trail and downtown areas. It is the longest bridge of its kind in North America. It's open for pedestrians, for anyone walking, skateboarders, wheelchair accessible. We have beautiful landscaping on each side, and it offers amazing vantage points up and down the Columbia River. And from the Library Museum, because the top floor is all windows, it has just amazing views of both the Pipeline Pedestrian Bridge and our Victoria Street Bridge.
Absolutely. And it's part of the downtown revitalization project, correct?
Yes.
So it's going to tie in with the Riverfront Center and everything that's going on along the Esplanade.
It is, and at our Silver City Days this year, we had an evening promenade walk, which was very successful, to go to the East Trail side over to the Riverfront Center area, and I think we're going to continue that every year. People just absolutely loved it. And the bridge is very, very well used. It's a 2-kilometer walking loop, and before with the old bridge, it was a very popular route, and now that's just been revitalized again with the new Pipeline Pedestrian Bridge.
And what are you hearing from the residents? I know that doing the bridge, it was a little bit of a hot topic throughout the community leading up to it, but now that it's here, what are you hearing?
People are so happy, and I think what was a real trigger for me was I was walking across one Sunday, and the landscapers were there, and I took the opportunity to speak to them, and they were just overwhelmed with the number of people that were walking across the bridge every day. And as people from out of town coming in and working, they were just overwhelmed, and they couldn't say enough about what a great structure it was.
In order to use the great amenities and see the beauty of Trail, you need to be able to get to Trail.
Right.
And the airport, you guys have recently announced that you've got a new tender out for the pavement for the runway.
We do. We received a $4.6 million airports improvement grant, capital improvement grant, to repave the runway and widen the runway and work on the aprons, expand the aprons. So that's very exciting. That's going to be completed, as well as we have a $4.2 million terminal. And talk about buildings popping up before your eyes. If you take a ride down to the airport site, you can see the walls are coming up on the new airport terminal, and we were very lucky to get provincial funding for that as well.
And when is the airport supposed to be completed?
Substantially completed by the fall.
Okay.
The exact opening date, I'm
not sure. That's okay. So I guess part of the goal of the revitalization to the airport is really to try and encourage, obviously bring up users, but make it sort of, a secondary and a second route to get into the Kootenays, correct?
In January 2017, NAV Canada approved lower landing limits for the north and south approaches at the Trail Regional Airport. So we offer a very, very reliable service for anyone wanting to come to visit the Kootenay-Boundary. It's an exciting time for us. I think having a really robust airport and an amazing facility is really important for economic development in our area, and the city is very on board and promoting economic development for the trail area.
It's been a year now that the Trail Victoria Street Bridge has had new lighting, and the lighting is amazing to see at night. I don't know if anybody's caught it, but if you haven't, you have to go down and check it out. What have you guys been hearing from residents?
Generally, across the board in Trail, we are just hearing such positive comments and feedback from residents. There's a real positive buzz, not only about the library, the museum, the airport, the Victoria Street Bridge lighting project. It's just absolutely amazing how excited everyone is about the programs that are going on, and that goes to our trail market on the Esplanade as well.
Absolutely. So now this was all, like, each individual project was part of a bigger picture.
Right.
And it was all to create a new downtown core, correct?
Yes.
Maybe just explain that a little bit more, and what is the overall goal that you guys hope to see in the downtown core at the end of all these projects?
Well, it has been a lot of baby steps, which are now accumulating to a lot of significant steps and programs that people are seeing. So it started with new signage. You'll see the red bolsters, the landscaping in the downtown trail area, just some basic way signing. Then we move on to the Pipeline Pedestrian Bridge, the Library Museum. We have the Trail Beer Refinery that's opened up. And that's just one of many businesses that have opened up in the downtown core. We've had the Trail Smokers being bought out by the Murphy family, which is also exciting for us. So what we hope to achieve is just a robust downtown core where people want to come to and spend time and invest in our local economy and provide jobs for our citizens.
Absolutely. So looking at the future of Trail, it definitely does look bright, and it's not just the lights on the new bridge that make it so. There's lots of projects on the go. And so what do you hope to see at the end of the next 2 years?
So coming up in the spring would be our skateboard park, which is slated for approval, and we received funding from Columbia Basin Trust, $150,000 for that. So that is slated for a springtime project. We're going to be wrapping up the Library Museum and getting that going and up and running so it's seamless for the public. And after that, the next council, the end of this council term and the next council, what we've discussed really is focusing a lot on infrastructure and trail, roads and infrastructure, really, because you need that to keep your city strong and vibrant as well. It's the cosmetic and the operational part that worked together very seamlessly.
We are now inside the Trail Smoke Eaters locker room here at the Memorial Arena, and right off the bat we can see that there's so many changes. I'm joined by the new owner, Rich Murphy. So Rich, let's start off with the first change, which is the new ownership of the team. So how does it feel to own the Trail Smoke Eaters?
Well, it's a pleasure. My wife and I are both the owners of the team, and it's something that we wanted to do for a long time, and we enjoy kids and community, and it's just coming here to Trail the first time, we figured this was a perfect spot.
So Rich, you're originally from Minnesota. So what brought the Smoke Eaters to your attention, and how did you know that they were looking for a new owner?
We were looking in the States as well as Canada for a junior A hockey club. I contacted the BCHL. Got some names, some team names from them who were teams that were interested in possibly looking for new ownership, and Trail came by, and so I was looking at a couple teams and made a trip here. I was familiar with this team because my son actually played on this team, and so with that we started the communications and moved very quickly.
And so did the history play into it? You mentioned your son did play for the team. A lot of former Smokies players have gone on to, further their career in hockey.
Sure.
Did that play into your decision?
Well, at first it was more about the community and about the location, and as I started the process, the more I learned about the history of the team, it got me more and more excited. I mean, there's some very rich, deep history here with the Smoke Eaters and hockey and the community. The key here for us was the community involvement, the volunteers, and the city of Trail absolutely was a big part of the reason we made this happen. So
let's talk about the changes, because like I mentioned, we're inside the Trail Smoke Eaters' new dressing room, and there's just so many changes that are happening here at the arena. So let's talk about the dressing room first of all.
Sure. Well, we bought the team in November 1st, and right away, actually even before we bought the team, we started working on design of what we were going to do with this space. So, part of this area here was only used for storage for the arena, and we got architects involved and contractors, and this has turned out to be just a wonderful, wonderful space for the boys. So.
And how are they feeling about the space? I bet they're just itching to get in here.
Oh, they are. We had a few of them in this last weekend and brought them through for the first time, and they were just grinned from ear to ear. They are so excited.
You bet.
So excited.
And let's talk about the changes that the spectators will see when they come to the Smoke Eaters game. You guys have a new office, new video screens, new video equipment. It's everything
Right.
shiny and new in there.
Yeah, we've spent a lot of time and effort. We've accomplished a lot since November 1st. So we've kind of updated some of the spaces upstairs. Obviously, the office is brand new. The Spud Shack and the Sud Shack are all been refaced and added a few things to them. And then obviously the luxury box is brand new. We've remodeled that completely. And obviously the large screen TV we have there is going to offer some great entertainment for the community and the fan base.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
So let's talk about the team, because there is some building going on with the team, correct?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're in the process of coming up to main camp on August 21st, and we have a lot of good returning players for next year, or for this year, and we have some really good young talent coming in. It's going to be a very competitive camp, and we expect to do well this year.
And what do you expect? What do you expect from the team for the entire season? Just looking ahead at the season.
Well, you never know, because it's a sport and there's injuries that happen, and we are dealing with kids, young men, and so it's our coach does a great job. Cam Keith is a great coach. He really relates well to the players. I mean, it's nothing. Nothing's guaranteed, but he relates very well to the team, and the team in return reacts and does a good job for him on the ice. So we'll see what happens. I would love to predict that and make a prediction, but I just won't do that.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
One of the other changes that has taken place is a new mascot.
Absolutely.
You got a new mascot unveiled?
We do. We are looking for a new name, and here he is right now.
There he is.
So we need a name for this guy, and we're having a little contest, and we're hoping that somebody out there can put a name to this person or this new mascot, and we will go with that and have rich history with our new mascot. So.
And what does the mascot represent?
Well, I think the mascot represents the hardworking people here in Trail. So that's he's a worker. He's got his hard hat on. He's got his boots on, his overalls. He's ready to get to work, and that's no different than our team itself.
Absolutely.
They're going to work hard.
And he still bleeds orange.
And he bleeds orange. Yeah. So.
Perfect. So now for more details on the mascot and everything about the team.
Yeah, just go to our trailsmokeaters.com website and look it up and submit your ideas.
You bet.
Yeah.
And when's the first home game?
First home game is September 8th. So
You bet.
that's going to be our home opener. We've got, Tech is a big, important company here in this town, and they are the game night sponsors that night, and they've got a lot of great things that they're going to do that night. So we just hope that we have a lot of people here to support them and the team.
And a great chance for people to come and see the newly renovated arena.
Absolutely. I mean, we've spent a lot of time and effort on the new facilities and the changes within the arena, and really the changes for the activities during the game. I mean, the important thing for us here is to get the community involved and get the fans involved. It's not all about hockey. It's about finding a place to come on a Friday or Saturday night or a Sunday afternoon or even during the week to meet your friends, have watch a great hockey game, and experience everything else that we're going to offer during that time frame.
From the Columbia River Skywalk to the Victoria Street Bridge, we're now here right in front of the river, and I'm joined by Director of Parks and Recreation, Tricia Davidson, who's going to tell us all about a new initiative that the City of Trail has going on. So first off, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about Canada 150 Passport for the
Yes.
City of Trail. What is it?
So it is a passport to recreation and cultural activities in the area, and it is in recognition of Canada's 150th birthday, and it's to encourage people to explore their area and our heritage and what role we play in Canada's history.
So was this a neat way to celebrate Canada's 150? Was that the goal of creating this passport?
That was certainly the instigator. We ended up doing it for a couple of reasons. One is that we believe that there's a lot of really neat things that Trail has to offer, that we wanted people to explore their neighborhoods, their community, and understand how we connect to Canada's history, but through some fun, interactive ways.
So let's talk about some of the activities that are on there.
Sure.
What can people find out and learn?
So we have some of the basic things, like there's obviously physical activities. We live in the land of outdoor recreation, so there's certainly lots of opportunities here to do that. We certainly encourage people to go to different sporting events that we're very well known for. And then we talk about history and culture, and there's different ways that they can explore the rock wall history, the staircases in the area, and certainly some of our historical plaques. And then there's a lot of really fun interactive things where we encourage people to walk the bridges, as you introduced. We encourage people to display their patriotic sense in different ways, whether it's creating the most patriotic snowman, to singing "O Canada" on one of the bridges, to just doing different things to encourage them to sort of explore their neighborhood but recognize that it's part of Canada's sesquicentennial.
So building a snowman, that's not really possible right now. So this is something that's going on all year long?
It goes from July 1st, which we launched it at the Canada Day festivities at Beaver Creek Park, and it will go until December 31st. And so there's ideas that, yes, the passport would have some longevity over those 6 months. And so there's activities that are seasonal in nature, and it was the idea of both having it have a bit of a lifespan, but also to encourage people to do things over a period of time and not have it be a one-day event. So yes, there's seasonal things like building snowmen, but then there's also things that we hope people get out and enjoy this beautiful weather and do now, because it's not as easy to do in the winter months.
Absolutely. And there's prizes involved.
There are prizes involved, yes. We start our monthly prizes on August 15th, and they're basically every month, and there's a little insert at the back of the passport that you can identify that you've completed X number of passport activities, and then you can enter the draw either at City Hall or the Trail Aquatic and Leisure Centre.
Awesome. And where are these passports available?
So they're actually available. There is an online version if people would like to view it online. If people like the hard copy version, such as this one, you can pick it up at the Trail Aquatic and Leisure Centre or at City Hall during our regular operating hours.
And what are you hoping that people get out of this at the end of it?
Well, I think there's two things. One is that I'm a transplant to the trail area, and so I really love all the unique things that are in the community. And I think there's some really neat, even just little parks, like B Street Park in West Trail. Not everybody even knows where it is, and so it's to kind of become really familiar with your own community and to celebrate the things that are unique to trail, but also to have a bit of a legacy, so that this will be a great tourism opportunity over time, maybe branded a little differently, but there's some really neat things activities in here that I think people visiting the area, if they wanted to see what 150 activities they could do in trail, this will be able to be used over time as well.
Absolutely. So, since you're a transplant to trail, is there anything that you've learned out of the passport?
Definitely history. I keep thinking I'm a transplant now of 10 years, but I'm still learning history, even as recently as this morning, about some of the stories of Gyro Park. And so that was, I think that's probably one thing that I continue to love to learn about, and certainly making new history by being a part of the new pedestrian bridge. So.
Now, with 150 activities, there's lots of different things on there, and the passport is not just about physical activities, so there's a way to give back as well, correct?
Correct. There is a whole section in here on giving back to their community, and that was really important for our little organizing committee, because we really believe that Trail's so well known for its volunteerism and its can-do attitude on pretty much all of the wonderful recreation and arts and culture opportunities we have in the area, that we really wanted to celebrate that through here. And so there's a section on giving back, and it's about everything from shoveling someone's driveway to volunteering at a community event, or getting to know your neighbors, or figuring out what they might need. And so there's little things to kind of encourage that sense of community and inclusion within their community as well.
You bet. Now, I believe that number 21, yes, there it is. Walk, run, or cycle the 2-kilometer bridge loop. I'm going to check that off my list, and I'm going to head out and do the other 149 right now. Thanks so much for joining us, Trish.
Thank you for having me.
We're continuing our look around Trail, and I'm joined by Terry Moon, who is with the Trail Maple Leaf Band. Now, Terry, the Trail Maple Leaf Band has a big anniversary coming up this year, correct?
It does. It's our 100th anniversary.
So maybe before we get too much into that detail, let's talk about the Trail Maple Leaf Band. And for those that don't know, what is the Trail Maple Leaf Band?
What is the Trail Maple Leaf Band? They're a group of musicians who have gotten together since actually 1910 as the Trail Italian Band, and in 1917 became the Trail Maple Leaf Band, and have been around for 100 years playing parades, concerts. They've covered from Spokane to Kamloops, from Vancouver to Calgary.
So they have a rich history here in the Trail area, correct?
They do indeed, and our motto is for the enjoyment of music, not only for the musician, but the community itself.
So do you know why the Trail Maple Leaf Band, or the Italian Maple Leaf Band as it was formerly called, do you know why they joined in the first place?
Why they joined?
Why they created the Trail Maple Leaf Band in the first place?
They put it together and back in 1910 because they wanted to offer music to the community, and the Italian community in the Gulch. And so that was kind of where it started. And then they started to tie with the societies and grew. And then they started going to parades. And guess what? They were here for the first bridge opening in 1912.
Wow.
And they haven't missed one since.
You bet. And
Yeah.
they just recently did the new pedestrian bridge, didn't they?
We did the new pedestrian bridge and froze every instrument we had. Yeah.
You bet. So let's talk about the 100th anniversary. As a member of the band, what does it mean to you to be playing on a band that's a century old?
I don't have words for that. I really don't. I learned that in this history of the band, my own grandfather was part of this band in 1922. And to be part of the band is, for us, prestigious. To be allowed to be a part of the band, it's had musicians that have turned professional, but I don't want to use the word elite because we want to nurture people. But to be part of this band and its history, oh my goodness. But you know what's the greatest thing about the band? It's not so much how you play, but it's how we mentor each other to do better.
Nice.
And that's what makes it special.
Absolutely. So are you finding that there are a lot of people like yourself where their grandparents have played on the band and now they're playing on the band, and hopefully their children will play on the band?
Absolutely, and because I've had the privilege of talking to a number of people alumni that are coming, wow, they're all excited, and their kids are coming and they want to be part of it too, and some of us are playing as generations move through the band. And it's a family. It's become a family.
So let's talk about the band then. What sort of, you mentioned the bridge opening and parades and stuff like that, but where can people see you guys performing usually?
Where can they see? Well, I'll tell you what, we have some spots that we have played for 60 and 70 years. Things like, I found out, the Warfield Days. The band has been to 69 Warfield Days. Unbelievable, you know? We play music in the park. We do the Rotary Christmas concert. You'll find us always at the cemetery and at the Legion afterwards, just to name a few. And of course, whatever parade is going on in the area, Trail, Castlegar, we're there. Now, I will say this. We've gotten older, and so now we kind of march on a truck. But we're regrowing that right now, and we hope to see ourselves with younger people and back marching again sometime in the near future. But it's really tough. I'm a bass fiddle player, so I have to play drums or play a tuba for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So what sort of music do you guys play then?
Well, you know, we play a variety of all genres and types, from, of course, all the different marches that are out there, but then we play classics, we play modern, we play a lot of, we love swing and dance band. That's kind of our claim to fame, if you wish, for most of us. So yeah, you'll get a mix of everything. And our maestro, who's been with us now 31 plus years, he likes to see a complete mix. So yeah.
And now you guys have also a mix of instruments, correct? You're not just like a brass band, or you're not just one sort of thing. You do have a mix of instruments, do you not?
We have a mix of everything in a concert band. The two instruments that kind of come and go, that are unusual, are a bassoon and an oboe, but we even get those. So we've got a mix of all, and then there's guys like me who, people don't know that a string bass player is really part of a concert band, not just an orchestra. So, hey, we even had a cello player, you know, so it's a favorite joke of Joe's.
So then, what do you have any age restrictions or ability restrictions? Like, who can come and play with the Trail Maple Leaf Band?
Well, we don't have an age restriction per se. Generally, to be at a level to play the music we play, you unless you're a prodigy of some type, you generally will find yourself an older teenager. But if you can come and our maestro says, hey, you've got potential, again, we're about mentoring and nurturing. And we've now also, the after-school band program that's running both in Trail and Castlegar is now recognized as the Junior Maple Leaf Band. So we're back to building youth to come up, and we've had, in 5 years, we've had 6 players come out of that program that are now part of the band.
Wow, that's really neat. So do you guys go and work with the students in the after-school band program?
Yes, we do.
Oh, cool.
And the actual Deb Peebles is our director of music, and she is a retired music teacher who donates her time every week to be with these kids to help them to grow.
What are you looking forward to with the band in the next upcoming many years?
I am really looking forward to just watching the band continue to grow and to try and nurture it back to a younger. I'm going to give you a number. I believe right now our average age runs at about 64 for what's there. We're going to try and get that dropped down under 50. It's kind of our goal. So that's what we'll be working on.
You bet.
Yeah.
So Terry, if anyone wants any more information on the Maple Leaf Band, I'm sure you guys have a website.
We have a website, trailmapleleafband.ca.
You bet. And so I'm going to dust off my flute, and just maybe I might make it on the Trail Maple Leaf Band. For Where You Live in Trail, I'm Jennifer Waldy.